Right, this is Fedja at Bloodstock Festival 2011 for CRAVEMETALTV. I'm here with Christopher from THERION. How are you doing, man?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. I know you guys have just not long got off the main stage. I saw you perform, it was really cool. What did you think?
Oh, we had a good time. We're pretty upset with these silly riots, with these fannies destroying the country.
God, yeah.
So we thought, let's make a statement to make a really mellow, bloody hippie set, just ballads and stuff.
Yeah.
Not that anything's gonna change, but just do something different. Also, we're not really a good band to play in the sunlight, so anyway, let's do something radically different.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I like once in a while to do something completely different. When you make a 1 hour set at a festival and you have made a lot of records, like we did, like 14 studio albums, it's easily that you always play the same hit songs. It's always the same songs. So it's like, oh yeah, I saw them again at that festival. Now, if you do something different, people will be more like, oh, I saw them doing that, which we probably will never.
Same old.
We'll probably never do that kind of metal set again. It's just an idea we had because we were pissed off from this riot. Yeah, it felt good to do it, and we got away with it. It felt a lot of weed, so I guess people were in the mood for that.
They were chilled out, mellow mood.
Yeah, they were tired in their necks from headbanging and had a spliff, so they needed some chill music.
I mean, I came out personally, and it was really cool, you know. And I just didn't know there was so much like orchestral sound, you know, to it as well. But is it true? Initially, you guys started as death metal.
Yeah, we did. But we were original death metal. We were breaking boundaries already back then.
Yeah.
When you listen to it today, you see it in a different way. You think, oh, but these small little changes we did compared to other bands, well, what's that? But back then it was ultra conservative. Like, oh, you played a major chord. We're playing death metal, you know, we're supposed to be negative, minor chords. Yeah. Small things like that, or like we had this Jimi Hendrix inspired part in one of the songs on the first album. Strange drum rhythms for being that kind of music. Things were regarded as pretty original back then, and then of course time catches up with your music. It's like, yeah, like Jimi Hendrix already mentioned. I mean, he was super pioneer in his time. Today you can think, oh, great songs, but what's a big fuss? So it's always like that. So then we continued to evolve and just adding other elements. And in the end, we kind of grown out of the death metal shoes. There was nothing more to do. But it was never a decision like, let's stop playing death metal. It just changed album per album.
It just happened as time went on. Yeah.
On the fifth album, you could still hear traces of a root. So it's just, yeah, a development from record to record.
Yeah. I mean, so where would you say you would like to see your sound in, say, 10 years time from now? Same as what we are today, or maybe just evolve into something?
We just write songs we like. We have no idea. I mean, the last album we did was very vintage. We recorded everything completely like in the 70s. In the end, it sounds more like early 80s, like first two Ozzy Osbourne album kind of productions. Not exactly like that, but like if you would have recorded in that type of studio at that time is how it sounds to me. But very analog and so on, and a lot of influences from. We always had a lot of influence from 70s symphonic and progressive rock bands, and the Uriah Heep, that kind of band, the epic stuff. But this time it was more visual. Normally we repacked it in a way that fans thought we were a cool metal band. Now we showed them more openly, like, hey, we're playing your father's and mother's type of music.
Yeah, yeah.
All the Heep stuff. And so we always try to do different things like that, and I have no idea what we're gonna do on the next regular album.
You've just done a different set list as well, and it's good to change every now and then.
We're extremely spontaneous, so if I could tell how we're gonna sound in 10 years, really, you tell me, I have no idea.
We'll talk in 10 years and then we'll refer back to today.
We're celebrating 25 years next year.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're already starting to prepare something special for that, and instead of making this, you know, sucking our own dicks through the years and make a nostalgia trip with re-recordings of old songs, or to make a best of thing, or whatever bands usually do, we do something radically, brutally different. Quite spectacular, I would say, also. So you're gonna hear a lot about that, negative or positive. Some people, I think a lot of people will hate it, a lot of people will love it, other people will just be confused about it, but people will talk about you, and
that's always a good thing.
When you've been around for 25 years and you release a new record and people are like, oh, they had a new record out, I had no idea. That's a bad thing. If everybody talks about you, even if they just think it sucks, like this time they really lost it, then you still exist, you know, you're still legitimate. Your place in the metal scene is still legitimate. You're not just another bunch of old farts who did great music 20 years ago.
We look forward to seeing what comes, you know, for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Everybody in the band is totally into it, so we'll see. Not even the record company.
Around the corner, so that's good.
So record company will be shocked as well. Yeah. Positively, I hope.
On the last studio album, there was a 3-year gap, so that was released in 2010. So what about the next album? What sort of time frame are you hoping to?
Well, this 25-year anniversary thing obviously have to be next year, because that's the anniversary. It would be no good making 25-year anniversary 2 years too late.
But forgot about it, but
next regular album, well, who knows? But we made 14 studio albums. We've been around now for 24 years. Look at any other artist except Motorhead who keep putting out an album all the time. Most of them, they don't release an album every year. Take AC/DC every 6 years or so. They did the last 10 years, the last 11 years they did 2 albums.
Wow.
Or Ozzy Osbourne or whoever. I mean, they don't release an album every year. It's a good reason for that. We have,
I mean, but by now you'd have 24.
We have kids, we have families and mortgages, you know. So
get on with your life.
Yeah, we have a lot of those things, and also you don't want to be on the road the whole time. We love touring, but that's because we don't do it all the time. So when you go on tour again, it's like, yes, let's go on tour. We're still hungry. We're not some. I'm getting 40 next year, and nobody can say that, you know, I lost my way, or I'm getting mellow, or I don't like what I do, or it's just a job. Nobody can say that. Every tour, all of us, and even Nully, the bass player, is about 50, I think, in next year. We're all like
still loves it,
totally into what we're doing. That's how it should be. You know, not like, okay, I don't want to work in a factory, so I might as well continue to release albums. Then you should stop release albums, because you're insulting your earlier self.
Exactly.
Kind of. So. Yeah, we want to preserve that over the years. So if it will be 5 years between the records, then so be it.
So just go with the flow, you know, when the timing is right, and it will just happen best way. And so what's, obviously you played here, what's next for you regarding, is there any other dates after this? I know you've got in 2012 70,000 tons of metal. That looks interesting.
Yeah, well, we barely break even. Everybody's gonna have to play for free there, because it's not really well paid for us. But we look at it as a really cool opportunity. I mean, it's a dream going to the Caribbean on a ship with only people, do 2 shows, have a good time, watch shows from other bands, free booze.
Very different to
the Caribbean. Else. Yeah, it's going to be a dream. The idea is absolutely bloody brilliant.
I think it's only the second one so far, isn't it? I watched the last videos. It looked amazing. I would have loved to.
When we heard about it, I just told our booking agent, the manager, like, get us on the next one. So. Yeah, and we got enough money that we can, you know, fly ourselves over there, so it's going to be brilliant.
Great exposure as well overseas.
Yeah, probably is. We have the prog power in the US as well, which is good, because we're not doing that well in the US. We never did. So to do prog power is a way for the fans to see us there, because we're never going to tour there again. It's just hopeless. We have a few shows in Mexico. We had to cancel Mexico City on the last world tour because local promoter fucked it up. So it's one of the most important dates on the tour, so it has to be done again. Yeah. And what do we have? A Belgium festival in October, and that's pretty much it. But we're very busy with the pre-production for this next thing, so it's gonna keep us busy for the rest of the year. We
wish you all the best of luck with that, you know, and hope to see you back in the UK a lot sooner this time. But yeah,
I hope so. It's always great to be here.
Thank you for your time, and as I said earlier, Thank you very much.
Wicked.